You know what this means? This is our 4th episode of the Detroit Dealmaker series. I'm Kerry Lampkin. This is Possessing the Land. Our next contestant, Essie. I have a lot to say about Essie, but after her presentation.
My name is Essie Colbert. I'm an independent business manager, and I'm also a life and business coach. Becoming the next deal maker will change our lives. It will allow us to spend more time together as a family and enjoy the fruits of our labor. I have my hand in a lot of different genres, but real estate is something I'm really interested in, so I'm hoping this will expand my knowledge.
Contestant, come on down. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Meet the deal makers.
Hello, deal makers.
Hello.
My name is Essie Colbert.
Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm a single mother of 4. I'm an independent business manager, and I'm a life and business coach. I've been working for myself for over 4 years now, and I've been helping companies to manage their companies for over 15.
So you want to own some land?
I want to own some land. I've always been interested in real estate, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity to start.
Awesome. All right, Essie, your time starts now.
So I have a presentation for you all. This is Possessing the Land. If we go to the next slide. Currently, this is what the land looks like. We have from 3 different angles. It's a nice space. A lot can be done on it, but I wanted to do something that will allow us to have a low startup cost and not have a lot of monthly maintenance and overhead. Next slide, please. So we came up with this idea. It's a little high on that screen, but we have a billboard, and then we're gonna have a food truck food court there. So what happens is the billboard is going to be a digital billboard. So therefore, it can be done from anybody's cell phone, their laptop, computer. I don't have to have a staff working or go and put things up on a board or anything like that. And then we're going to have a food truck food court, which means I don't have anything to do with that either. As long as I get them to sign that lease and come in, they're going to be set up and they handle the rest. So the only thing that I would have to do is clear the land. It takes about 90 days to get the billboard set up, and we're all set to go.
Question, Essie, have you gotten a estimate on what this is going to cost?
I did. So for the billboard itself, it's going to be, I don't have the, can you go to the next slide, please? That, I have the demographics as well as the area, so we know like how many people are in the area. So we know that it would be a prosperous.
She came ready.
Let's go to the next slide as well.
Which all the contestants came ready and prepared, but what I mean by that is that she literally got the demographics, the comps, analysts, she searched the area.
$89,000 to actually get the digital billboard. Now we can choose the size and everything like that, and then to get it installed, it's going to be another about $30,000 to get it done. The thing about this company that I talked to and really like, they help you through the whole process. So from start to finish is 90 days. They help you with all the legal stuff as far as permits, getting the company that's going to construct it. They help you through the whole thing.
First of all, I want to commend you for being a girl boss.
Yeah,
girls understand. Yeah. But I want to say this. I actually love the concept. I think food trucks are going to be the future.
That's right.
Digital billboards, it's the future. So I love the fact that you weren't trying to just take a traditional model that's already been done and say, hey, let's still service people, but let's do it with innovation and digital. So this next 10 years is going to look totally different. So I love that. But I do, so the food trucks, would you be the owner of the food trucks?
No.
Or would you go find?
We're going to lease the land.
You're going to lease the land, and you'll be looking for restaurant owners that own food trucks to come on your land?
To come on land. So think about it, as we go to the next slide, this thing kind of services itself.
Sorry, your time is up. It's good, but I want to hear more though. What you guys think?
I definitely.
Construction cost, that would be part of the billboard, and that was about $30,000, $40,000. So in total, maybe $150,000.
So you're saying you can put a billboard up for $30,000, $40,000?
No, the billboard itself is anywhere from $59,000 to $89,000. The construction of it is anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000.
So you're the first one that has actually showed us what the land looked like. So I thought that was great because seeing your concept, I really think that it is going to be doable in this particular spot. I love how you're including entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the backbone of this country. And you're giving other small, like mom and pop restaurants a try and a chance. So that was a positive for me. So total cost out the back, if how much money are you going to be putting in this totally? Are you going to finance it yourself? Are you going to go to a bank? How are you going to finance it?
I'm hoping that one of you deal makers will see this idea and want to partner with me to do this.
I love it.
I love that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, it's low risk, and one of the things I love about it is that you have history, you know, of managing businesses.
Yes, I've managed apartment complexes since I was 20 years old, and I'm like 20 years later. And I've been one that I came in and I redid the whole complex. I would tell them, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, the process needs to be smoother. And they would actually fly off from corporate to meet me and say, who is this young lady? But my parents did this. They owned businesses when I was growing up, so that's all I know.
So all in, how much would it cost to get this started? Like day one, when you start marketing, be all in and ready for these trucks
to get started, it'd be about $200,000 at a high end.
Okay, all right. And how long do you think it'll take you to be at capacity in terms of how many trucks are in there and actually have signed leases?
When we start with the installation of the billboard, that's going to give me 90 days to make sure I have at least 6 trucks ready to go.
Okay, all right. And how long do you anticipate before you reach profit?
We actually will reach profit at about in 10 months, if I calculated correctly. I calculated for 10 months.
Okay, all right. Seems like it potentially could be shorter, but that's great.
But I
what
didn't
are the taxes per year on the land?
That I wasn't sure about the taxes on the land. I went ahead and looked up the demographics and things like that, because I figure all the taxes and the electricity bill I would get as we start, especially since we didn't have any overhead.
It's around $1,200 for taxes.
Okay, okay.
Have you engaged any lending institutions about?
I did not, because I really wanted to make a deal with the deal makers. I wanted to be in business with someone who knew what they were doing and not just a bank looking at opportunity and not seeing what I had to offer.
But you should always have a plan B, because, I mean, you came here, I think it's great to say, hey, I would love to work with one of you guys, but what if we don't want to work with you? So what's going to be your plan B? You don't want anything to stop you.
Yes, ma'am. Well, my plan B was I do have a friend who's in the finance industry, and he told me regardless of where I stand right now with my credit or anything like that, he could definitely find me a lender. So I did speak with someone, but my number one plan was you guys.
I'm going to have to cut it right here. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Oh, you think you did good?
I hope so.
You nailed it?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, deal maker.
Thank you.
All right, deal makers.
Yeah. I love the idea. I mean, the idea just blew me out the water.
Yeah.
I mean, coming up, it's something that
and it made sense.
It's workable.
Very viable.
And the area where the land is, there's a lot
risk.
of, it's a volume of traffic, high volume of
Right off
traffic.
the freeway.
Yeah, it's a freeway, so.
I love
mean,
the
were
opportunity
you
to
surprised
give
by that?
others a
I
try.
was surprised. I was like, she's so innovative,
Yeah.
and she's a girl. She's one. On my book, I vote her.
They're going to have to go this way.
You said, oh, yeah.
Many restaurants are going to have to go
Because she's
this
a
way.
woman.
Wow, yeah, right. And there's not really too many restaurants right there, too. Somebody might want a quick bite to eat.
And instead of closing their doors completely, a lot of restaurants are going to have to revert to this.
Wow.
And depending on how well these trucks perform is going to drive the amount that they could charge for those actual slots.
Yeah.
At the same time, depending on how many people are showing up, she's going to be able to drive more business for their billboard.
Yeah.
I mean, all around, this is a great idea.
This is the future.
This is the future.
There's multiple income streams from the food trucks to the companies that pay for
She
the
can even
digital
charge
sign.
her revenue.
And
Wow.
these numbers for the digital sign revenue is low.
Yeah, that's what I said. The overhead is not that big.
Because you have multiple
construction.
companies advertising, it can go from one slide to the next.
And why just have one billboard? I'm like, you could put 2, one
Multiple.
like one.
You in the
come
business
over
already,
there.
sir, with the LED screens.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Right? For starters, because it can be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a place in Destin, we got a place in Destin that Ben and I go to, and there's several food trucks just like that. And every time I go, I'm like, honey, take me over. Because they got, one is coffee, one is smoothies, one is food.
So,
Like, yeah.
I
this
wanted
one,
to ask her if she had any like family members herself that was in the restaurant business. Like
That's
what made her
something
come
good
up with
I
this
would ask.
particular
Yeah.
concept of
She's
restaurant?
just leasing the land. She
she don't have to
Yeah,
worry
I'm
about
just
it.
curious if she
Yeah.
had any.
And we didn't get out.
Yeah,
It
feedback.
would have been good to hear since her number one hope was one of us to partner. We didn't get to hear.
Yeah, you know, well, this is the deal
Yeah.
makers. In order to make a deal, we have to have, information. Now that was Essie. Essie did a wonderful job with her presentation. She sold herself. She had her numbers right. Not only that, Essie had experience. And one thing I've learned about doing deals with investors, like the deal makers, is that they want to work with somebody and partner with somebody that has the experience. So far, we got some great proposals. We got some great energy going. Stay tuned for the next contestant. I'm Kerry Lampkin. And this is Possessing the Land.